What's up, guys? It's Matterz, and we have an absolutely huge video for DLC 2 leaked information. We're going to be covering a ton of stuff from a new zombie spider boss. We have new Mob of the Dead or Origins planes actually shown within the new DLC 2 leaked image. We're going to be covering a ton of different acid abilities that we may see within the map that may relate to the new zombie boss as well, which is called the Thrasher, and also the new upgraded elemental katanas or swords that was actually leaked again in the image, and then also within the Glitching Queen's video where her source gave her a ton of insanely credible information, and something really interesting actually happened with that as well. So we're going to cover all of that within this video. You're going to see the image on screen. I'm going to show you guys everything. I'm going to highlight what the actual major parts of this is, and we're going to get a lot of information out of this video, so hopefully you guys do enjoy. And if you can, please leave a like. Let's go for 125 likes for this video. This really is an insane DLC 2 leaked informational video, and this is like everything we've seen so far into one video, and we also have an image to look at for DLC 2, so it's absolutely insane. So let's get started. Now we're going to start off here with the Mob of the Dead / Origins plane that we actually see on the map. But before we start, I just want to let you guys know, all of this information is actually from the Glitching Queen source, and that source gave her the information about a week or two ago, and that video was actually privated by the Glitching Queen. The Glitching Queen herself took down the video, privated the video for some insane reason. Obviously, it must have been her source that got in trouble and told her to take it down, or something insane happened where she just had to take it down immediately. So for that to happen, it really just makes this information so much more interesting and so much more intriguing to why she actually did that, and to why this information was so vital that it had to have been taken down from YouTube. But anyway, we'll get to that in a later point in this video, but right now let's just start off with the Mob of the Dead plane here. So you're going to see on screen the image from the DLC 2 picture. Well, actually, I'll start off with the right. It's just a random cargo plane in the bottom right corner of the screen. I don't think we've ever seen that within the Call of Duty zombie storyline in general, so that may just be a random cargo plane that's only a part, or it's a new addition to the DLC 2 storyline. But on the top left, it's something really weird that looks, and a lot of people at first glance, like the Mob of the Dead plane. Now, we've seen the Mob of the Dead plane within, obviously, Mob of the Dead, but Shadows of Evil and the Giant both showcase the Mob of the Dead plane really prevalently within their map. So it would sort of make sense to see that Mob of the Dead plane again. We've seen Mob of the Dead lore throughout a lot of the maps, a lot of the different things. Obviously, there's Mob of the Dead Easter eggs with the newspaper thing. Obviously, Shadows of Evil, you have a ton of Mob of the Dead Easter eggs with the grenade thing in the main room. A lot of insane stuff with Mob of the Dead. But I saw on Reddit, and I was looking through, and I was commenting with people's posts, and I was saying, you know what? And people were agreeing with me too, and they were saying, like, I don't think this is really the Mob of the Dead plane. The Mob of the Dead plane you'll see on screen now is sort of this junky plane made out of just random parts from, like, the actual prison that they were in, and it's not really the same thing. It wouldn't really fit with the same setting as this. This is like a World War II bomber jet where you actually, like, go through and drop, like, atomic bombs and stuff like that, and you go through and fight, and you have, like, all the machine guns and stuff, and it's more of, like, a really industrialized plane. And if you look at the Origins plane, it's very similar to this. Now, the Origins plane was back from World War I. This is more of World War II era, but I think it was still similar models, just a bit more upgraded, a bit more updated, and it's just later in time. There's this general consensus there, but we'll have to see. Let me know in the comment section what you think about that. But moving on here, the only thing we can get out of any elements is this acid here. Now, you're going to see it highlighted because it's something really weird. Now, I got the Extinction vibe when I saw this. I was like, wait, what's the Extinction vibe doing here? What? That's so weird. But then I thought, you know what? With Rise and Rock, we saw different types of elements. In Origins, we saw elemental staffs with, like, fire, ice, electricity, and wind, and that was sort of like the general elements on that map, and that's like general elements in the world. But Rise and Rock, they didn't really go with the elements. They did fire, they did sort of ice or storm or water or whatever you want to call that, or wind in one, but then they actually moved over to wolf, the wolf bow, the beast bow, and then they did the void bow. So it doesn't necessarily need to be elements itself. So I think this could actually be sort of this acid bow. So one of the, well, not a bow, but I guess in this case the katana or the sword, in this case you're actually going to have different elements. So maybe they'll bring back fire again, and they'll bring back electricity, but instead of having, like, you know, wind or something like that, they'll have an acid katana where you use this katana, where you use the acid that they find in certain parts of the map, you collect it, and then you have it as your katana. I just thought that was a pretty cool thing, and that's the really only thing I can think of why this acid's here. Maybe the acid's just there just because it's the map itself, and that's just the scenery. There has to be some explanation on why that acid is actually there, so we'll have to see what the deal is with that, and it could be a plant, but I doubt that's a plant. That's a pretty insane plant. I know there are different plants like that, but that's a really, really huge, really like weird plant for that to be that I guess, I don't know, we'll see. I just thought that was a pretty interesting thing to talk about with the katanas. But now moving forward here, this could also be something. Now the cocoons, you're gonna see there, it's very, very similar to a cocoon. Now the reason why it's not a pillar, because it's literally the exact same shape as a cocoon, and it's hanging. There's no bottom portion of it. It's hanging from like this little thing at the top of the roof. Now we've seen the cocoons time and time again, especially within Shadows of Evil. Because if you guys don't remember, the cocoons were actually a part of the upgraded Wonder Weapon Easter egg that we were attempting to find within Shadows of Evil. That was there. The cocoons were a major step to that. Obviously, we never actually completed that, but the cocoons were a huge part of upgrading the Wonder Weapon, so maybe the cocoons, again, will be a part of upgrading this new katana, or whatever the Wonder Weapon is within this new Black Ops 3 Zombies DLC 2 map. Maybe they'll actually play a huge part. Maybe cocoons within the code. Obviously, if you didn't know within Shadows of Evil, the cocoons in the code specifically stated that you had to upgrade the Wonder Weapon with the cocoons. Maybe they were hinting at DLC 2 all along. Maybe they were hinting at that all the way since the beginning, and they had plans to use cocoons instead of for Shadows of Evil, but for DLC 2. Another really interesting thing there. Other than that, we have no clue why the cocoons are there. Now, here's a really, really interesting piece of information, because this, again, proves that a spider boss is actually possible within the map. Now, it could just be random elements and random stuff on the map, and I could be over-analyzing this, but I feel like it's hard for me not to actually mention and show this to you guys, because it's really, really weird, and a lot of people did miss it. You're going to see highlighted here, you probably already have been seeing, what's that? Those are 2 sections, and there's actually one more section, but it's really small, of where you can see spider webs. Yes, spider webs on this DLC 2 Zombies map. And like I said, the Glitching Queen, her source, gave information regarding new zombie spiders, or some sort of spider boss within the DLC 2 Zombies map that was leaked. So this is just huge, huge information, because again, it could be random spider webs on the map, but the fact that the zombie spider was leaked, and now we're seeing in the image spider webs, it almost confirms that we're going to see some sort of crazy mutant spider zombie or something like that within the map. Whether it's like the dogs where you see multiple spiders, or one huge spider, it's going to be freaking insane to actually see what they do. So that's going to be crazy. So we'll have to see what the hell they actually add to this. Other than that, the rest of the image is really just a picture or a scenery of what the map's going to look like. You have some mountains in the background, some trees, and obviously everything that I just covered, and that's really it. So we tried to get as much information as we could for all the different pieces of leaked information. And again, the Glitching Queen deleted her video for the DLC 2 leaked information, meaning that that information was obviously very important and vital for the actual game and for the community. So we'll have to see what happens here. So hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe for more. And this is just absolutely insane. We have a ton of stuff for DLC 2 to cover, and I'll be doing more videos actually covering possible leaks and everything like that, and stuff we'll see within DLC 2 in the future. So yeah, leave a comment below, hashtag hype or something, so I can know that you guys are watching at the end of this reaction. No, not hype. Just put like AA or something, or AA, or 22, or something like that, something weird, some sort of code name, so all the people at the end of the video sort of just get like this good recognition. I'm just like, yeah, you watched the whole video, yeah, let's go. But yeah, if you can do that, that'll be cool, so I can check you guys out, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.